Hello, my name is Ramis, and today I'm going to tell you about my fairy tale. In the 1960s, around the Primavera, a large family lived on top of a tree, a numerous family integrated by four brothers and three sisters, all of them studying and working the land. Gretel was the youngest of the sisters, and by the way, the prettiest and the last to leave the house, because everyone got married, and they left for the city. Meanwhile, Gretel joined the coffee fields, singing her beautiful songs to brighten the mornings. Meanwhile, her older brother faced the hustle and bustle of the city. Gretel, by the time, didn't mention enough the life in the city, changing her songs for books and occupations to meet her needs. With the passage of the time, she went to study in the city. Her parents were very sad. They knew that it was the best for her. Unlike the other brothers, it was the step to follow up, the follow to be able to success in life. Living in the city meant living with her brothers, since four brothers had already married. One of her sisters, too, but only Moan, her older sister, was single, with whom Gretel would live. Moan was about to finish college, and therefore she has to meet with his college to work on her final research project. Meanwhile, Gretel began her studies and attended to her sister's classmates, when they were at home, to be grateful with her sister. But that was when Gretel met Merlin, and a handsome, intelligent, and very attentive man. But she was the one who took signs from Moan. Something very like happened, because Merlin and Gretel, from the first moment they met, they liked each other, and more visits from Merlin to Moan were more frequently, without knowing his true reasons. Months later, Moan began to suspect that both Merlin and Gretel could not hide their love, a situation that went to her parents' ears. So they removed the supports that they had given to Gretel, as Moan had made the problem bigger, making her sister Gretel to look bad in front of her parents. Moan then began to avoid Merlin, and she starts doing her research project in the library to avoid that Gretel and Merlin could see each other. But what she didn't know was that they looked secretly at Merlin always pick up Gretel at the university, and he left her 2 blocks away from her house. Meanwhile, Moana and Greta's relationship was getting worse. Moana realized that both were still seeing each other and understood revenge. Meanwhile, Merlin and Greta planned their wedding because, in addition to Merlin's love for Greta, he wanted to support her, since her father also turned her back. In that way, 3 months later, they got married, but nobody found out until the day that Greta asked her family to attend an invitation because she had something to tell them. That invitation was her wedding. Everybody was baffled and confused, and more Moab. But it wasn't just that, it was the condition in which her sister lived, a house without a handball, without colors, but where love reigned. 2 years later, Greta, even without finishing school, became pregnant, and Merlin had graduated. He worked and helped her in what he could, but Greta, without having help from her parents, she suspended her studies to await the arrival of her daughter, Sashi. Her way considered with mom strict, since she had met a foreigner with whom she decided to marry to forget Merlin. For Greta, it was a rest, because she was finally going to have a peace of mind, and her sister would be happy without harming her. That's what Greta told. Moa wasn't happy. She lived in a very luxurious house near the beach, and her life as a person of the city had changed, because she had to adapt to a new life of luxury that was not entirely pleasant for her, and the preparations to with her husband who made it for him for being a very important person. Even so, eh, he treated he traded for her sister persisting in the distance, because she blamed her for her unhappiness that even having it as she wasn't happy. Soon that she was born, the most affectionate and cheerful girl. 10 years passed, and no one knew of the other. The family had distanced themselves, and neither was participating in the events of the others. Nor had they noticed the birth of Dachi and Sus, the Mohan daughter who would be called Pinky. Both Dachi and Pinky were raised in different environments. Dachi in a home full of love, and Pinky a more luxurious by the border of love. When Dachi was born, Gretel's brothers went to look for her to return to be a united family, to which Gretel were very happy agreed, hoping to return to have the family she had always had. Everything was going well because Gretel continued university and she graduated while Merlin worked and helped her. 11 years later, that she was soon graduated from school, and, and her uncles, as a gift, give her a trip to the United States, a trip that Moan realized as soon she planned on how to intervene and take advantage of her sister, as the plan was going to be a place to Dashi to stay in her house and to harm her. Finally, Dashi accepted, and she undertook the trip and with the Moan's offer. Gretel left everything behind and tried to regain the relationship with her sister. Dashi has many humiliations and contempt, but she keeps silence to avoid worrying her parents. In that way, she becomes independent, but her Aunt Moan threatened her to take away her passport, clothes, and so on and call the police. Since she was a minor, but that she didn't stay to live and continue her life. In those circumstances, she looked for a job, clean office at night, and in the morning she studied. Like that, her stay lasted for years, and her parents never found out what happened. Continue that she was constantly communicating with her parents, so over time, she was already a professional with her while her cousin Pinky, with whom she didn't have a very good relation for the hate unfounded by her mother, to Dash's mother, Pinky spent her life in Paris without making sense to her life because she had everything. Dashi always hid what was going on to her parents, and Moan took advantage of that because she knew that for Dashi the most sacred were her parents. Time passed. A Big Mama was turning 19 years old. Despite the circumstance, the family returned again, although nothing was the same. For that day, and 10 years after Dashi's trip, her uncles organized a party to celebrate the 90th of Big Mama. Party for which would travel not only to see Big Mom, but also her parents. And Moa would travel alone, without her husband and her daughter Pinky. She was alone. When the day came, Dashin cried. She was excited of seeing her parents, Merlin and Gretel, and Big Mom. It was a party where silence reigned because Moa was also there. She looked a bit emaciated and thin. As like Shem, her wife from a young age, she did with his sister Gretel, and she continued with her daughter Dashi because everyone has success in their life with their sweet, but she didn't know what was that. She had everything and at the same time had nothing. Dashi by her side gave a great hug to her aunt. It was a surprise to many, but Dashi didn't hesitate to thank her. Thanks to that, she was the woman that she was today. On the contrary, Moan's were pen, and only words of regret came out toward her sister Gretel, because according to life builds Moan. Gretel received her sister again with the eldest affection. She knew that in the end she was not like that, that it was only resentments of young people who continued to feed on him. Again, it was the family that Gretel wanted to have. In her heart, there was no resentment. She was wanted to recover time with her sister and her family, and mainly participate in her life with Merlin, her love and an eternal husband. Since then, they all lived happily and the family got bigger. Thank you very much.